I guess what I see, people all around me that have a level of frustration, and when I speak to them about these ideas of being there for one another and supporting what church is supposed to be, there's a fire that gets lit inside of people, and they want to talk about this idea of what it means to be the church instead of just go to church. And when I see people that don't have the kind of friends that they need to have in their lives to support them and walk alongside of them, it makes me just want to be there. It makes me want to go grab those people and say, hey, I'll be your friend and I'll go after you. And that's really where my heart is, to do those kinds of things, is to go after these people who are longing to be a part of something bigger.
Why do you think it is that people have sort of lost their focus on, someone like me, for instance? Like, why is it that, the archaic sort of system that we've known just doesn't appeal anymore? What is it that's driven us away, you think?
People have lost their sense of what is really, really important, because they're always chasing after something new, something bigger, something better. And I'm not sure if this is just something that's American or if this is something that is worldwide. But in the pursuit of the things that we think that are going to meet needs, we lose out on the things that are so important. And one of the things that really struck me recently is I was thinking about Jesus and what he did in his ministry, that most always on his way somewhere else, he did some of his greatest miracles. And Jesus was actually able to take the time to do some really important things on his way somewhere else. And so many times we aren't operating that same way. We're so busy, we're so focused on where we need to be that we don't care about people. And people are longing to be cared about, and then they need to be taught how to care about other people, because we've lost that art.
Okay, what would you say to someone like me who would say, I have a hard time believing in the system? The system as I see it is a lot of being and not doing. And how is this going to be any different?
It's hard for me to admit or even to say that I'm coming up with something that's so new that no one's ever thought of this before. But what I can say is that people long to have real relationships with people, and that when people find that authenticity in the way that they can become real with one another, there's something that comes alive in them. And I think that there's a way for us to reimagine what church is supposed to be, that we're able to explore these things together without fear of being judged or fear of oppression from somebody that is supposed to be a leader in our lives. And I think that when we embark on this journey together, whatever it is, that we'll discover that together. We'll figure out what it looks like for people to love each other, for people to express their desires in a tangible way, to go and to do something that your faith expresses, and to be something even, so that God continues to mold us and shape us in our lives.
That was really good. That was awesome. This is one where you're just gonna have to be really honest about the things that you don't know, and I think that's good for this. I think that that's okay. What do you envision as like this new sort of ReChurch idea, right? Like, how do you envision it being different? How do you envision it being the same? Like, is it a brick and mortar? Like, talk about how those questions are sort of floating around and what you've sort of landed on, what you're still questioning.
I guess one of the most frustrating things is, as I've talked about this idea, people will say, well, Rob, where is it going to be? Do you have a location picked out yet? And I want to say, I'm not following some plan that I bought off the internet on how to plant a church. And my heart says I want to reach people. I want people to have what I have, an intimate relationship with God, and to know that, and to be that and experience that with other people in an authentic way. And so I don't want people to say, I go to church here, I go to church here. But I want people to begin to say, I do church with these people, and I do church with these people.